Hello, my beautiful planty people, and how are you doing today? Are you ready to take a look at my top 10 favorite leaves? I know, it's a weird thing, right? I think I've seen a couple other people do this, but there are just some leaves in my collection that are like, and I gotta show them to you. So that's what we're doing today. For those of you who are new here, hi, hello, welcome. My name is Nikki. This is my channel, Plants, Pots, and Whatnots. And if you are one of my GFPs, my gluttons for punishment, that just keep coming back for more, thank you so much. It is amazing to see you as always. So this was a really actually difficult thing. I was gonna do 5, but then I kept walking around and I was like, oh, but you're pretty too. Oh, but I really like... Okay, so anyways, we decided on 10. I'm gonna try to keep it fairly short and sweet. But, you know, it is what it is. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into my top 10 favorite plant leaves. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump in here. Now, these leaves may be on here for a multitude of different reasons. Some of these plants I like struggled with for a little bit and they're finally growing. So to see these new beautiful leaves is really exciting for me. Some of them just have these amazing shapes or patterns to them. Some of them have beautiful variegation and some of them are just downright weird. So these are in no particular order. I have a few on my table and then I'm going to take you around to some of the other ones that I physically don't want to move right now. So just big. Okay, so to start this list off, it has to be from one of my favorite genuses of plants. This, folks, is my Alocasia Silver Dragon. Hoping I don't drop her. And that is the leaf. Look at that. This plant always just makes me drool. It just looks otherworldly. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's huge. You know what I mean? Anyway, stunning plant, stunning leaf. If you don't have one of these, I know it's so funny because Alocasias get this awful rep and I don't understand. I think that's probably one of the plant genuses that I get asked about the most is Alocasia. If truth be told, I've never once had a spider mite on any of my Alocasias, none of them. And that's not because I keep them in like a greenhouse or anything. Like they are just out here. They do prefer higher humidity, but the ambient humidity in my home is usually between 55 and 65%, give or take. Sometimes it dips a little lower. Sometimes if we're cooking or something like that, or if I've forgotten that my humidifiers are on, it can get up to 70, 72%, which is a little crazy. Now, this one is currently in my IKEA greenhouse cabinet, and it seems to be really loving life in there. We actually have a new leaf and a bloom. So that's kind of exciting. But anyway, so I told myself I wasn't going to ramble on. I'm such a liar. Okay. Anyway, so that is leaf number 1 on my Alocasia Silver Dragon. Whew. Okay. The next leaf, so remember when I said some of them are because they've struggled, So this is definitely on the list because it has struggled. So this is my Philodendron Florida Ghost. This is the newest leaf. She's pretty. I just love the shape. Sometimes with this shape of a leaf, they can get a little weird. They can get a little wonky. They don't always come out nice and perfect, but this one came out so nicely. It's just that classic shape. I love it. So this plant is very easy care. I don't struggle with this one in any regard. The reason that it was on the struggle bus was because I literally knocked the top off my plant and it took a little while to root back, but it has rooted now. And so I have this part and then I have the original plant up here that's doing well as well. But it's just starting to do really great now and spitting out these new leaves. There's another new leaf on the way right there. And she's just starting to get big and beautiful. And I love her. Anyway, so that is plant number 2, my Philodendron Florida Ghost. Now this plant's not going to come as a shock to anyone because this plant is just beautiful no matter what angle you look at it from. But there's a new leaf on this guy and she's a stunner. It is my Philodendron El Choco Red. Wow. The vein, like it's not completely even hardened off yet, but look at that leaf. It is beautiful. Now, if you know this plant at all, you'll know that this plant is not only beautiful from the front, but it is a stunner from the back. Look at that. Oh, they're so beautiful. So all of the leaves have this gorgeous red color. It's kind of hard to get them all bent down there. But the other really cool thing about this plant is the stems themselves. Now I'm going to try to get you in here. If you can see that. Oh, if you can see that. The leaf or the petiole is split. If you're looking at this one right here, or either one really, you can see that half of the petiole is red and half of the petiole is green. Is that not just the coolest thing ever? Anyway, this leaf is the newest one and I am obsessed with her. It's one of those things though that you wish you could kind of look at the front and the back of the plant at the same time. And I mean, I suppose I kind of can because it sort of sits on my shelf this way. So you really can see the back of this beautiful leaf, but then I can't see the front of it. So then I turn it around this way, but the way these other leaves are, it's a struggle. Anyway, so that is plant number 3, my Philodendron El Choco Red with its beautiful, stunning abaxial leaves. And front. I mean the front and the back. It's just a beautiful plant. Okay. Now, I know we've already talked about this genus of plant, but you know what? Gotta talk about it again because I do like them. So this is my Alocasia Maharani, and this is my favorite leaf on this plant. Look at that. It is incredible. So the backs of these leaves are also really cool. It's a little bit more difficult to show you. See if I can get in there. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Stunning. So this just looks so incredibly alien or prehistoric. You know, a lot of these have the dragon in their name. I mean, Maharani isn't dragon, but that, you know, there's the dragon scale and the silver dragon. In my opinion, this one should also have some sort of reptilian name because it looks like this, I don't know, like a some sort of reptile skin. Like, look at the texture. It's just incredible. This is why I love Alocasia. They just have some of the most stunning foliage. And this one is definitely no exception. Also has never had spider mites. Just an FYI. Okay, let's move along. Alocasia Maharani. Okay, my next favorite leaf. Now, it was hard because there was a lot of really, really pretty leaves on this plant. Now, I think my favorite leaf is one that I actually took off because I am in the middle of propagating this plant, but It is this leaf on my Philodendron White Princess. This plant just is too much. Do you know? So if you don't know about my particular White Princess, they were on sale for $9.99. That's not $9.99. That is a simple $9.99 about a year ago. And the price was right, and I picked up 2 of them, which have grown insanely. So I actually just propagated it. But this leaf in particular is just so beautiful. It's got that beautiful mix of dark green, minty green, white. Oh, it just looks like a beautiful marbly watercolor painting or something. I don't know. But that may be one that I have to keep for myself because I'm just obsessed with that particular leaf. I mean, the other ones are nice too. You know what I mean? Some of them are chunky, some of them are marbly, some of them are speckly. It's just an overall gorgeous plant. But that leaf in particular has me. It just has all of the colors that you want when you're seeing like white variegation. And the white on these plants is like white, if you'll notice. It's not like cream. It's not brownish. It's not yellowish. That is about as white of a variegation as you can get, which I just love. It's so pretty. Okay, I'll stop gushing about this plant and we will move on to plant number 6. Okay, plant number 6 is a plant that I got in a plant trade with my friend John, who is a YouTuber here as well. Here as in on YouTube. And this is a plant that previous to John bringing this one to my attention, I didn't know existed. And now I'm like, how did I ever live without it? Do you know? Anyway, so this newest leaf that I just put, oh, sorry. It's my Philodendron Florida Bronze. So this is the newest leaf it just put out. Oh gosh. And it is this beautiful greeny, bronzy, like it almost shifts. Like how stunning is that? So I have been obsessed with this new leaf, mainly because I screwed up some of the old ones. But this leaf is just so pretty. It's almost like a copper color, if that makes sense. But that's definitely where it gets its bronze from, and it does turn a little bit deeper green over time, like if you can see on this one. But it's one of those things that you just kind of have to enjoy it while it lasts because it's really a beautiful plant. So if you haven't seen one of these and you happen to get your hands on one, I highly recommend you getting them. They're super, super easy. This thing requires no care other than me watering it and cleaning its leaves. And it just keeps putting out leaf after leaf after leaf, and I love it. Anyways, so that is plant number 6, my Philodendron Florida Bronze. She's pretty. Is that number 7? 4, 5, 6. This is number 7. Yeah. Okay. So, if you've been with me for a bit, you'll know that about 4 months ago, maybe, I put this Manjula Pothos on a moss pole. Now it was on just a little moss pole and it was growing so well and putting out these massive leaves. And like for a Manjula Pothos, I had never seen leaves that were quite that large before. But most recently it just unfurled this leaf, and this leaf looks like it's going to be so pretty. It's got a big chunk of white right there in the middle, and it just looks like it's going to be beautiful. I mean, the rest of the leaves are obviously stunning. Look at that. Anyway, I am so happy with this plant since I put it on this moss pole. Best decision ever. I just had to put it on a larger moss pole because it was just growing so fast. And but that new leaf, I'm really excited to see it fully open. I don't see a whole lot of like marbling on the white, so it looks like it's just going to be this beautiful chunk of like white, and then it kind of fades to like a mint, and then it kind of fades to like a sagey kind of green, and then it fades to like a dark green. I don't know if that's going to come across. Let me try to see if I can get you to see it. See on the top here? Oh boy. If you can see the fade from one green into the next. It is just beautiful. Oh, anyway. I've been obsessed with that new leaf, so I had to show you guys. Okay, let's move on to plant number 8. Now, there is no way that you guys didn't know this plant was going to be on here. This is the last one that I can pick up and move. And then the next 2 are bigger plants that I can't. It's not going to happen. So, this guy you knew was going to be on here, and it is my Philodendron Glorious, who I've affectionately named Medusa. Now, right at first glance, you may be going, Nikki, why did you call that plant Medusa? Let me show you. So, this leaf unfurled first after it was propagated, and if you can see, that is not a trick of the mind. That is a double leaf. So if you can see up here, it actually split right in 2. So there is 2 leaves on the same petiole. Let me show you from the back. There you go. You can see there's 2 entirely separate leaves. Just the coolest thing. But if that wasn't cool enough for you, it then put out this leaf, which is just your normal, standard, single, normal leaf. But then it put out this. Hold on. It is also a double leaf, but this is a double leaf in a different way. So as you can see, it started out at the top there as a normal leaf, and then decided to just split right in half. Is that not cool? So, a lot of people have been following along with this plant. We are curious to see what it's going to do next. It seems to be kind of trending in a way that every other leaf may possibly be a double leaf. What do you guys think is going to be the next? Do you think it's going to be a double leaf, or do you think it's going to be a single leaf? And if you think it's going to be a double leaf, how do you think the double is going to come out? Because we have 2 different kinds of double leaves here, and I'm just curious. So we've got another leaf on the way out right there. Not sure if that's going to give you any indication of what it's going to look like. I don't know. Anyway, it's been a lot of fun having Medusa here and just kind of watching her progress. Such a fun and funky plant. And I mean, as if the Glorious was not glorious enough as it is, we get these amazing weird leaves that are just true anomalies and incredibly fascinating to watch. So if you're not following me on Instagram right now, go ahead and follow me over there. There is a highlight bubble called Medusa the Glorious, I believe. And that's where all of the updates as far as Medusa is concerned have been. So anything new that happens with her will be over there or on my Instagram stories and then there, I suppose. So come follow along and see what happens next. Okay, let me pick you up and take you over to my last 2 favorite leaves. Okay, this is the next one that I wanted to show you. This plant, so if you've been following along, this is my Dieffenbachia. Now this thing was about 7 or 8 feet tall, but the stem on it was warped because when I got it, it wasn't properly staked. So it just continued to get more and more top heavy as these massive leaves came out. Like they're just giant, right? This plant packs such a punch. I really wasn't sure what I was going to do with it. So if I can take you down at the bottom, I know there was some people asking for updates, so let me show you. So down here, here is the wonky stem. So it comes out of the soil there, curves around here, goes down across the back, and then up here. And then it grew this whole new plant. So there is a baby in here, as you can see. But the plant has just grown so well. It has actually done what I wanted it to do and rooted right down into the soil. But this leaf here is by far my favorite. It is absolutely incredible. This plant is, in my opinion, very overrated. And I think that's probably until it gets big like this. When the plant is smaller, it can seem a little insignificant and meh, so what. But give the plant time, give it light, give it water, and just give it some time. And this is what it can turn into. This plant, let me back up and show you here. I can't. It's incredible. It's incredible, and it looks amazing in this spot. It doesn't even look real, but I assure you it is. It keeps throwing out leaf after leaf. There's another one coming. This one isn't hardened off yet, but it doesn't look real. It's beautiful. So that is plant number 9, my Dieffenbachia. I can never remember what. I'll put it on the screen. Okay, let's go check out my last leaf, number 10 of my top 10 favorite leaves. Okay, are you ready for it? So this is leaf number 10. So this plant, it's not focusing. This is my variegated bird of paradise. It's beautiful. There's some of her other leaves. That one's hiding down in the corner there. There we go. Absolutely incredible variegation on this plant. It's getting lots of light. It is right underneath this grow light, as you can see, and it is growing so well. But this leaf is huge, as you can see, and there's just such beautiful variegation in there. Now this leaf does have a large chunk of lighter variegation, as opposed to some of the older ones, which have well, I mean, that still does have quite a bit of yellow. There is another one. But they are just beautiful plants. If you can get your hands on one, highly recommend you do. They're just massive, and I can't wait till that plant gets even bigger. It's going to be so stunning. Very, very shortly, actually, as soon as the new leaf kind of comes up here, I'm probably going to have to take this plant off and have it be a floor plant because it's just getting way too big to be on a shelf. Okay, that's it. So those are my top 10 favorite leaves currently. This changes daily. Every time I get a new leaf out, I'm like, especially on some plants, like this crazy gal over here. Anyway, I would like you guys to go down in the comments and tell me what in your collection is your favorite leaf, what plant it is, and also if you don't happen to have a favorite leaf, or if you would also like to tell me which leaf that I showed you today is your favorite. I think personally it has to be this guy, in my opinion. It's just too wonky and weird and very, very unusual. It's not very often you see a plant anomaly like this. It's just too unique not to be my favorite. So anyways, thank you guys all so much for liking and watching and commenting and subscribing. If you're not subscribed already, please consider doing so. It is a huge help for my channel and I really do appreciate it. If you are still here, my GFPs, my friends to the end, go ahead down in the comments and I want you to find the weirdest combination of 3 emojis, and I'm gonna try to guess what it says or what it means. Does that make any sense? If that makes sense, go ahead and find a combination of 3 emojis, put them down in the comments, and I'm gonna kind of try to guess what you're saying in the emojis. because I find that fun. I think that's fun. And then I get to play along with you guys in the comment section. Super fun. Okay. I think that has to be the weirdest emoji challenge yet. Let me know if you guys enjoy this. I'm having a blast doing these emoji challenges. So they've been named, I guess. Anyway, I'll wrap it up because I'm starting to get rambly. I just haven't talked to you guys in a little bit and I'm just feeling a little chatty. So I would like all of you to have an amazing and wonderful day, night, week, month, and year. I love you all to bitty bits, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah! And I gotta show you them to you. I gotta... The pattern on the lake, it just looks... It just likes... It is... What? So I just... It's too new...